why it's called item 3, but the draft long-term plan 2021 to 31, and I'm just going to run through the procedure for today. As I said at the beginning, this is the reconvened meeting regarding the draft long-term plan, and on the first day of the meeting we passed a number of resolutions subject to the inclusion of the Auditor General's report. We now have the Auditor General's report together with the letter of representation to be signed by myself and the Chief Executive. The consultation document had been updated to reflect the comments made by Audit New Zealand prior to the Auditor General's report being provided, and these documents are have been made available to councillors prior to the meeting. So I've got council officials at the table, but I wondered whether Andy Burns, whether you'd like to come and join us at the table as well, and from Audit New Zealand to present the report and answer any additional questions. So the issues for today's meeting are simply in relation to the Auditor General's report as we attended to the other matters the other day.
Okay.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yes, please.
What do you need to know? Oh, okay. So thanks for that, Ben. You need to know the excuse me, the audit's complete. We've got an audit opinion for you. That's the most important thing. And what does that mean? It means that we are comfortable that your consultation document's appropriate for consultation, and it also means that we've looked at the supporting evidence that sits underpinned it, that underpins that CD is also appropriate for consultation. The opinion is essentially clean, with one national exception. There's what we call an emphasis of matter in the audit opinion, and that is simply, and as I say, it applies to all councils, drawing attention to what you all know, which is there are some water reforms coming over the hill, and that might have significant implications for all councils. At this point in time, the plan assumes the status quo and tells the ratepayer that this is all happening. So we're simply drawing attention to that reference in your own consultation document to say, look, this is important, look at it. It doesn't in any way detract from the document. I suppose it tells you that there may be another one coming, something coming later on, but that's after due process has been observed. So that's all I want to say, Your Worship. The audit's done. Yeah. It's a clean opinion, subject to that, but that's not an unclean. It's simply a reference to something that's going on. So the
statement, the consultation document was prepared as if these services will continue to be provided by the council, but future decisions may result in significant changes which would affect the information on which the consultation document has been based. That's a statement that's literally going into every consultation document around the country.
To the best of my knowledge, there may be a regional council here and there that doesn't get that reference, depending on the extent to which they touch water services.
Sorry, the local councils that
that's right.
In this area.
That's right.
And it is appropriate that we prepare it on the basis as if the services will continue, because we don't simply have a steer from central government about what that final decision will be.
I think that's the view taken across the sector, that it's appropriate to do it that way.
Yep. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Did you want to say a few words? Yeah. I'll just hand over to the Chief Executive because she did want to mention something to you. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. Andy, we just wanted, from our officer perspective, to thank you for working with us all the way through the period. It is absolutely right that the council has taken a very deep look at what it's been doing, and you've been engaged in that. And I'm grateful that you've been able to see how far and deep and wide we have gone. You've recognised it, and you've helped us to be able to get through the Wellington hothouse work, as is normal. And we're grateful for that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. It's always an interesting ride and a good, robust discussion, so that's fine.
Well, I must admit that when we had the meeting commence last week, I wasn't entirely 100% sure that we would get to the meeting today, but thank you very much for all that you've done to assist us to meet our obligations and enable us to confirm matters so that we can proceed to the timetable that we've set. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Oh, Yanni has a question for you.
I just had one question. If you looked at the cost of the new multi-use arena, and whether that you think the consultation document accurately reflects the increase associated to that.
As part of looking at the underlying information, we look at the support information that supports the financials. So we have looked at whether the information used in the financial model is the latest available, and come to the view that it is, if that answers your question.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just concerned that there's additional spending going in because of the stadium that's not explicitly called out in the consultation document.
Not to our knowledge. The one thing we do know about large capital projects is they can cost more than an original estimate. As far to the best of my knowledge, the information in the plan or in the supporting information is consistent with the best available information at this point in time.
Perhaps I'll ask that of staff, because I mean this was raised as well. So
I think that Yanni's raising the question about the costs associated with the transport changes in and around the project in order to deliver the project.
It's not just transport. There's some waste stuff, water stuff. There's about 33 million extra, as I've calculated it,
which has all been debated as we've gone through various things.
It's not referenced in the consultation document around the stadium costs.
Okay, so the question is, does every element of the change to the capital program need to be highlighted in the consultation document?
No, council decides what it wants to put in the consultation document. There is a programme that has been previously consulted on and engaged with government on. So these things aren't in the CD. The whole programme is in the CD in terms of affordability.
Yeah.
But there isn't a requirement to pull up, unless you wish to, specific changes.
Yeah, and we haven't chosen to do so. So thank you. Any other questions? All right. Look, thank you very much, Andy.
Okay.
It's very much appreciated that you were able to come today as well, and to hear our gratitude for all of the hard work that you and your team have done. So do pass that on.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. So now we'll move to the resolutions, and I did send out a wee note before just to let you know that we've broken down the last resolution. So the first resolution is to receive the report and authorise. The second one is to authorise the Mayor and Chief Executive to sign the letter of representation, and then, having received the Auditor General's report, formally adopt the information and that provides the basis for the draft LTP and the consultation document. Now, these were two elements that were voted against by some councillors last time, so I'll put the two of them separately, and the third one is the consultation process, which nobody seemed to object to last time, so I'll put that in with 9, 10 and 11C. So is that all right? All good? So
This is a very minor thing, and it's around the Three Waters reform in the document, and it's on page 16 when it says we will be consulting with you on this later this year. I think it would be quite good if that was written in bold, so that people don't get confused. And there's just a small thing that I'm suggesting.
in the consultation document itself,
we can deal with that.
We can deal with that.
That's not a problem.
Because I mean, I agree with you. People do need to know that we will be coming back to consult later in the year.
You don't need a resolution on that. I can do
but
that.
the legislation hasn't been passed yet, so
Happy to do that.
Yanni?
So, just also on the rubbish recycling and organics in the actual submission form, it doesn't state that it's a legal requirement that we must upgrade the organics plant to meet the statutory responsibility. It just asks if we've got the balance right, and it talks about the changing our throwaway culture and reducing the amount of waste. But I think it's quite important to highlight specifically in bold that the upgrades to the organics processing plant are a statutory obligation. They're not actually a choice.
I mean, again, we don't need a resolution. We can make
It's probably just a few.
Minor amendments.
It's probably just a few.
make minor amendments. We've already resolved that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because you've already adopted the document.
And then you got, I mean, you know about my concern with the stadium or the multi-use arena, so I still can't understand why that isn't called out when other projects that are way less are.
we haven't resolved to include it within it. So I'll move these resolutions, and Andrew will second them. So I will put the 11A and B, and I'll ask that be put as a division. Yeah, so that's the easiest way to
Can you
do
put
it.
A and B separate too? Thanks. Well, I'm happy for A, but I don't support B.
Tim and Catherine, can you hear okay?
Yep, you're fine.
So this is for resolution,
11A. Sorry, nobody voted against. I mean,
I can add that Yanni votes against one
Yeah.
and the other.
Just 11B.
okay,
Yeah,
Just so
So-
I recorded against that.
yeah.
so I'll make that clear when I get to you, Councillor Johansson.
Thank you.
So Councillor Templeton? Aye. Councillor McLennan?
Aye.
Councillor MacDonald?
No.
Councillor Johansson?
Yes.
For both 11A and B?
No, just my vote recorded against 11B.
Councillor Galloway? Councillor Daniels? Councillor Coker? Councillor Chen? Aye. The Mayor?
Aye.
Councillor Scandrett?
Aye.
Councillor Major is not here. Councillor Keown? Councillor Goff?
No.
Councillor Davidson? Councillor Cotter? Councillor Chu?
No.
And Deputy Mayor Turner?
Yes.
Sorry, can I just clarify, was Councillor Keown, was that an aye?
It was. You've changed.
Jake had a membership form.
He did say aye. I'm not sure why the officer clarified it.
So that's
all.
that's 12 votes for and 12 votes for and 4 votes against.
Thank you. That's carried, and I'll put the balance of the resolutions. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you very much. And that is a record, and I declare the meeting closed. Councillor Daniels, would you like to, before I declare the meeting closed, would you like to end with a karakia, please?
Given that it has been a short meeting, I'll do a short karakia from a short elevation.
It's all relative, Jack.
Te tapu o tātou kōrero ka whakahokia ki te whare, a haumi e hui e, tai ki e. Kia ora.
Thank you. And I'll declare the meeting closed. Thank you very much.